All right, let's hit this next tub. Oh my gosh, more Power Rangers and more Power Rangers, more Power Rangers, more Power. No, I'm sorry, guys. We're definitely going to hit this tub after this to make you guys happy. I can't Power Ranger everybody out. All right. Oh, we got some fun stuff in here, guys. Oh, Lord, it's the Star Trek Inner Space Borg Ship Mini Playset for $3. Once again, Playmates is like, well, the Mini Mutants are doing pretty well. Mighty Max is doing very well. We need to have Star Trek Inner Space Series miniature playsets. Not the best. Not the best. Like, I can't blame them. They get a Borg cube. You can't run away from the concept that it's a cube. You can't really do too much with a cube. So we have pretty much just 2 minifigures and little places to put the figures, and that's about it. A pull down bio bed. Hell yeah! Like Mighty Max, we got a dragon. We got these creatures that look like slime monsters. What do you got? We got a bio bed you can pull down. Like, oh hell yeah! Star Trek people, they don't pay for anything. They really do not pay for much. This will probably be worth about $3. And it's okay to let this stuff go. Stuff you're picking up for the fun of it. Pocahontas, the Indian princess, with 6 safety weapons, movable arms, and waist. Very strange. Like, they're showing Pocahontas here. They're showing some guy in mid-1800s outfit with a sword, and then full cavalry, totally different time frames. I mean, it's technically Indian princess, but then it says Pocahontas. You're just, do they care? And then who's this guy? Looks like some French guy. This was by, I forgot the name of the company now. Oh my God, I gotta pull it apart to see what it is. I don't want to damage the car. Oh, it's E-Toys. Yeah, I don't want to get this thing damaged if I want to get this AFA graded. Oh my God, we should send like the worst toys to get AFA graded like this. And like, when we send it to AFA, we're going to be like sending emails back to back to back. Like, please take care of it. It's my most prized possessions. And then you overwrap everything, and then they just pull it apart, and it's this. There will be board meetings and just discussions of like, what the hell was that all about? Years later, they'll be talking about it. From Evans, $1.77, which is really fair for a mini superhuman samurai. 99 cents, and then 50 cents. And here's Servo himself on the card, little minifigure. They did a wonderful assortment of just mini little monsters and everything. I never really sat back and looked at these packages in a very long time for the Mega Virus monsters. Why is Cord coming soon? Editing Alex, please look into this. Like, did Cord ever get produced? Because that's very awkward that one monster couldn't make it in the assortment. Like, what was your problem, Cord? What the hell, man? I remember watching this series lightly when I was younger. It didn't jam with me, but it was still interesting. I like the creatures more than anything else. The Zord was interesting, but you can let this one go. I don't think anyone's going to pay me a primo for that. Oh, hell yeah. It's Photon. This is Leon, the miniature stamper for figures from Largo. Reduced to 50 cents. That's sad. He looks like going to box the hell out of you. So, Photon, if you guys remember, it was the laser tag systems that you can go out in the mall, shoot up your friends, because, you know, deep down inside. Wonderful time. The Photon toys came out. They were very expensive, very bulky and different. Then laser tag produced by Worlds of Wonder came out, and that was the top tier. They looked so sleek and just, they were perfect. So Photon also had a TV show, live action series that I'd never even heard about for years. And it was only aired in like really early times at like 6 a.m. in the East Coast. That's what one person told me. Crazy show. You can watch all the episodes on YouTube. And then LJN produced the large full-size figures, but only 2 got produced. But technically all 4 got produced of 12 figures that they were going to produce. And then 2 more possibly got produced. You get the idea. It's crazy awesome. Love it. We're going to get more into the LJN Photon series. I do have a personal collection of every single unproduced figure. Recently had some big drama with one of those figures recently that I almost lost sleep over, to be honest with you. It was a gut-wrenching, but it's life. That's life. And I'll get into the dramas of the higher prototype world and craziness and pissing contests that we have. Happy that I have it. I wish it was in better shape. You don't find these that often. It might be about 25, 30 bucks. Here's our Bakugan. I just bought these on discount. These larger action figures, they're really stupid. It was Bakugan trying to come into the point like, hey, let's make some action figures. But they still have to do Bakugan actions. They didn't fold into a ball. You just do little bits and pieces. The shoulder pads would open up to be little lasers and stupid stuff like that. I think they're interesting to look at, like the teeth and everything, but they're like an abomination to the Bakugan collectors, in my opinion. Power Ranger Samurai. This is, again, Bandai is like, let's make them smaller 4-inch figures, and that's just them being cheaper. So a lot of Power Ranger collectors were excited for all the years, the 5-inch, 4.5-inch figures that were being produced, and then Bandai finally just says, and then makes these smaller figures. We did get our first Rita Repulsa ever, but it wasn't the best. Let's just put it that way. She just looks different. Let's just look at the photo down there and then look at the toy, and then I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it's because her entire backdrop behind her head is missing as well. It just doesn't jive. Most of the market on these, $4.82, is not big bucks. You're looking at probably about 15, 20 bucks each. At this point, a lot of collectors were coming in and picking this stuff up. And that's just how it is. We have Tobias, the transforming Animorphs Hawk. This is one of the most difficult figures that you can get from the Animorphs toy line, with blast open wings. Most of these are also an abomination upon God, to be honest with you. They have the license. They're the only company that can help design these transforming toys from their human form to their animal form and their questionable in-between furry form. And half of them are just absolutely disgusting. They look like nightmare fuel, and I never met a kid that actually talked about them yet to me from their childhood, but I wouldn't doubt that they were like, yeah, I like to play with it. Kind of questionable. Ugh. How's your life? It was ruined. I was on the fast track through all the best colleges, but I kept having flashbacks of my Animorph toys, and now I'm just on the streets of LA. That's probably what's going to find out to be the true story for most of these kids that grew up with these toys. Tobias, the large deluxe one, $14.89 retail. There you go. There's the whole lineup. This is the toughest. And then there's two regular size figures that were only produced in Europe, the Stingray, Marcos, and the Taxon Alien. Unproduced was Rachel the Shark, Piranha, and one other character, which I'd like to find those to this day because I remember ordering them off Toys R Us. They never shipped them to me, and they stole my money. Thanks, Toys R Us. Very hard to get. I don't think anyone's paying a premium for this. The tape dried off. Oh my God, we're all getting older. G.I. Joe was there. It's kind of weird to have a G.I. Joe just thrown into this vehicle. The RPV. Even as a kid, you knew you were getting a low-end vehicle, that there wasn't too much to it. So I never had this one as a kid, but questionable. Hey, at least it's all there. It has the hose. Yeah. I still love my Joe stuff. I don't have a power collection of Joes, but again, it's down to what Hasbro had to produce. They had to produce the action figures at $389, $379. Then the vehicles, which they usually made the most money on, they would have different tier price points, and this would be the cheapest price point, and there would be like 4 produced for this year. Then there'd be the $10, then the $15. You guys get the idea. So they had to make it, and they did the best they can. The colors work. We got hardball driving. That's pretty cool. I have a little drone helps too. I don't know what the hell it's doing. Weapons do not shoot. Oh, crap. Then why would anybody want this? Remote piloted vehicle. That's just crazy compared to how far we are today with the drones. Oh, crap. There's a top secret blueprints of an actual RPV. Holy crap. I might be holding on to some documents that I might get arrested for. If I have top secret blueprints of the RPV, I probably shouldn't do this video. Ninja Mites. This is pretty cool. Panache Place. Panache had the license for Voltron. Did very well. Beautiful toy line. The packages, the colors. Oh my God. I still love that series. And I'm very happy I do have most of it. But other than that, Panache did not have much really going on for it. So this is their attempt to slide into their own IP. Ninja Mites make some money. At least they painted the guy's belt, versus just making generic all one shots, which they kind of did. Muscle collectors may remember these. I don't know. It's pretty much them trying to worm into that market. It works, but also it's very rare. I've never seen these at the toy shows. They're out there, of course, but I paid $5 to have a nice sample. This is really cool. This is Greechies, silly monsters that wind up and walk by Bandai, which means most of these, why would you write so, okay, what would drive you to write that information on the back? Is this a sample? Huh. Because the rip here would have been a price tag. But on the back here, they're writing a date and a cut rate, 50 cents for February 80. That's crazy. I'm going to look this up a little bit later. Editing, Alex. Let's see what you find. But pretty much these are produced Japanese wind-ups for the Godzilla lines and our Monsters, Ultraman. Bandai's coming over here and renaming them Greechies. I don't know what the hell that's all about. It's like a nasty disease you'll pick up at the nightclub. That being said, very difficult to get. Probably not worth an arm and a leg. Most of the Japanese wind up stuff like this from the early 80s, late 70s, they're only 10 to 15, $20 tops. But still interesting. The little history on this. I want to learn more about it. Star Trek, Julian Bashir. So this is Deep Space Dust Bunnies. Oh my God. That's my next, let's say, adult movie I'll be making is Deep Space Dust Bunnies. And it will just be about dust bunnies and how they form. That's it. There's nothing else to it. People are like, why is this rated R? This is the Canadian variant. This is with the space caps. So if you guys remember Deep Space Nine, when it's released in the US, it has a Deep Space Nine card, and they come with trading cards. But in Canada, they issued them on Next Generation cards and then said space cap. So the only way you can get a Deep Space Nine space cap is on these Canadian packages. For quite some time, these were big, big money. I bought this literally at Toys R Us back in like the year 2000 on sale, and these had value. I think they dropped since then. I got like $150 for one of these in the past. But wonderful stuff. It was just how Canada works is the production runs are much, much less. And then they're forced to do a bilingual card due to the laws. The laws. So therefore, they said, let's just cut back on the cost of everything. So they make a generic card. Everybody here, no bio card for any of the characters. You have a sticker applied to the bubble for the character. And they save a lot of money by just streamlining it just like that. Pretty cool. Happy memories on that. Here's my butch-looking Catra from the classic series. I've sold a number of these already. I'm going to let this one go. It's wonderful stuff at that time, but since then they've made more feminine-looking female She-Ra characters. These were very, very... And they didn't represent like the original figures. Looked much more... Again, the rooted hair also really helped for those vintage lines. So I'm not too excited about these. Now, if they came up to me like $10 each loose, I'll pick them all up for the fun of it. But that one can go. Narnia. So we have Castle Raid, Griffin and Susan by Play Along. Beautifully designed. The paint applications, the colors, the fact we get these creatures. They did not last in the stores that long. Again, it's a movie. They were clearanced out pretty quickly. A lot of these are very difficult to get, and I've sold a number of these in the past for pretty good money. I wouldn't doubt that this set will probably be worth about $50 to $100. I would not doubt it. A lot of great creatures. I forgot the mystical name for these creatures right here, and then the bear, the little ferret, and a lot of the soldiers in general look pretty nice. So we're going to check to see how much this is worth, and so we'll let that go. Wrapping it up, we got more Teen Titans. Again, final series, large vehicle, lights up. Still lights up. Oh my god. I think they had one that had a box flap that opened. And I was picking up this stuff. So right there we have the rare cycles. They actually work more than I thought they were worth. The communicator, which is a couple $100s. A lot of the toys from this line go for money. And then I was like, I'm gonna keep a number of these. I'm buying these for like $8 each on sale. And then of course nobody cares. $30 each. That's it right now. Nobody cares because again, it is not from the series. It looks great. Bandai designs wonderful anamorphic vehicles and stuff because of Power Rangers, but it never showed up in the cartoon. So therefore, the Turbo Terrestrial Deluxe Battling Machine, could have thought of a better name than that, you morons. $35. I have to let it go because it just I can't keep all this. And we'll wrap it up with my water damaged, sun faded Duke exploding reactor. And this is actually kind of pissing me off. So Captain Planet, I have a wonderful collection for it already. You've seen portions of it, prototypes, some hard copies, hand-painted mock-ups from Toy Fair. So this is my own personal Duke's exploding reactor. It is opened, but it had its damage from the basement from the incidents we've had in the past houses. It's all there, unused, well, partially used. I'm happy. So then I was like, years ago, I was like, oh, this is a pretty good one. I packed it up. I remember packing this, and I was just like, I will replace this for $20. Nobody cares. Did you see the prices people are asking on this thing now? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. The Aliens Micro Machine playset from the previous video, I photographed it, a list, and I was like, it's 150. I'll just buy one, sell mine, lose about $20. They go for 300 now. I can't keep up with this, guys. So on that note, that was our fun run of 2 videos. Long episode. But yeah, we're going to keep chewing through the tubs and we're going to get the better stuff.